viewers, hello and welcome to the 6th day of the Intra-African Trade Fair 2025, hosted by Algeria. We are here in Algiers International Exhibition Center, Safex, where this mega continental event is still unfolding. It is indeed the 6th day, and we are covering exclusively. And today, I am joined by Stefan Kojo Sackey, the Trade and Commerce Ambassador to Africa at Federation of the Aboriginal Nations of the Americas. Okay, and also you are the CEO of the Creative Afrigent Solutions. Thank you, sir, for being with us.
Thank you, madam, for having me here.
Thank you. Mr. Sackey, as the Trade and Commerce Ambassador of Fana to Africa, how significant is the IATF 2025 in strengthening Africa diaspora economic ties?
Thank you very much, my good friend. And before I answer this brilliant question, permit me to congratulate the people of Algeria for hosting 2025 Intra-African Trade Fair in Algiers, and I think it has been very tremendous. And before that, I also want to salute Afro-Exim Bank for promoting this idea of African intra-trade and deepening in economic integration. Mm-hmm. And also allow me to thank African Union for supporting such a great initiative. And I think this has been the 4th edition, from Cairo to Durban and many other parts of African country, and Algeria hosting the 4th section. It's a good one. And Fana, Federation of the Aboriginal Nations, as we are in partnership with SALT, State of African Diaspora, and then the 6th region, yes, you could see that they are part of our roots. And every tree that does not have roots cannot stand. And African descent, globally, it is estimated that they are about 300 to 400 million people. And America alone has about 41 million African descents. And I believe that with this numbers, trade is about numbers, and Africa having about 1.5 billion people, and all this providing this platform to create awareness and also support exhibitors, about 2,000 people, and also services and economic deals that have been signed, about 44 billion, according to Professor Rama Bennett, for great works he's putting up. With this kind of collaboration brings strength, yes, and collaboration brings growth. Yes. So where we sit and that of the African people, they are brothers, will be able to deepen ties and see where Africa and that of the diaspora can contribute in ideas, skills to support initiatives like research, innovations, and our African brothers are ready to see the market trends, the opportunities, just as IATF August is trying to be the gateway to promote and also open up business opportunities. Our brothers in diaspora are ready to trade with us and also continue to support the initiative. Our ancient forebears had earlier on envisaged people like Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, people like Sokotori, people like Jomo Kenyatta and co. You know, the ideas that they envisaged was about solidarity, it's about Africa oneness and unity, trading among ourselves. Yeah. And research has shown that the numbers are improving, yes, by virtue of this IATF platform, yes, that has been created. So we want to thank Algiers for this great opportunity and giving our African brothers in diaspora to also come together to trade among ourselves.
Okay, let's get deeper into that idea. So this is the 4th edition of the IATF hosted in Algiers. This edition has been called a milestone for African unity. So we go deeper into your idea. So from your perspective, what role do you think Algeria, as a host of this event, is playing to boost the African trade and cultural connections?
So like I initially intimated or did say, Algeria is about the largest African country, and people mistake that Africa is just like a one unit. We have about 54 countries, and Algeria being the largest of all the countries, and where it is positioned, it connects that of the Europe, the Mediterranean. So doing business and creating that platform for other African countries to come here to showcase their services, their products. Algeria is firming up and believing that our Asian forebears' ideas of trading among ourselves, he support that call. So on that front, I want to salute just for giving that platform to host about 48 countries and also creating opportunities for our African businesses, startups, and also youth, which form the largest teeming population of the world.
Yes.
And I believe that what you are doing, I want to say thank you and kudos, and continue to support the African unity collaboration. And I happen to be at the Global Diaspora Day, and our speakers that came all highlighted the importance of solidarity, and it is also in line with the United Nations Goal 17, which calls for partnership and collaboration, because that is the only sure bet that we can accelerate growth, we can improve investment, we can use that platform to boost the industrialization that our forebears had already envisioned. And even within the United Nations, it has been estimated that only 35% of the Sustainable Development Goals are achieved, and we are only left with 5 years to reach the 2030 agenda. And within the AU 2033 goals, it is all about development, and economic integration, acceleration. So this platform that Algiers provide is a very good one, and we want to commend them for such a great initiative. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. So you were speaking about African youth. So beyond trade, peace and security are central for economic growth in Africa, of course. So how do you see youth empowerment and stability contributing to a stronger intra-African trade, as highlighted here at the IATF 2025?
Thank you very much. I always say that governments around the world cannot do the work alone. It is called for support from the civil society organizations, corporations, youth force, and me being the youth. I recall that the 7th Secretary General of the world, His Excellency Kofi Annan, the illustrious son of Africa, once intimated that the youth should not be made part of the problem alone, but they should be part of the solution. And in line of that, United Nations have carved out a resolution 2250 allowing for youth participation, decision-making process. And whenever you want to improve trade, like I said, it's called for norms. So we need to empower our African youth, the startups that AU are initiating, government supporting startup businesses, so that we will be able to compete with the other rest of the industrialized world in the areas of digitalization technology. I happen to be in one of the sessions where Algeria tech people are coming up with a different model of AI, not necessarily like the one coming from the Western world. We appreciate that, because we are not just collaborated, but we see ourselves as a worthy participant in global scheme of things. And I believe that youth have energy, youth have skills. When they are given the necessary support, they can be giants of the world. And government must identify our youth who are doing well in other enterprises, like being a peace advocate around the world, because I know that the bedrock for development is about peace, it's about solidarity. So I want to use this platform to call on governments around the world where there are war-torn nations. Let's continue to advocate for dialogue. Georgia, it is the way to go, because we are one people with common destiny. There is no Hispanic, there is no Islam, there is no Christian. All of us are one people, which is in line with the United Nations Charter, which call for whether big or small, all of us are one. And youth are part of that inclusion. And when they are left behind, the trade growth, the investment opportunities that we are looking for, we will not be able to achieve them. So it is necessary, it's a sufficient condition that government, civil society, business corporation support our youth, because they are the future of Africa. And they cannot be sidelined. So we want to thank IATF for such a platform, and I believe I saw a pavilion provided for the youth to also showcase their businesses, their skills, their services. So kudos for our African leaders. We are on the way to success and growth.
Indeed. So looking at the momentum built here in Algiers during the fourth edition of the IATF 2025, what is your key message for African leaders, entrepreneurs and diaspora partners to ensure that the success of the IATF 2025 translates into long-term African economic unity?
So thank you once again, and I want to use this platform to encourage our leaders and also congratulate the initiators of this program, Intra-African Trade Fairs, because that is the platform where we'll be able to harness opportunities, unlock opportunities, boost trade arrangement between countries, between corporations, and I believe that this is something that it has to be replicated and always improved upon and deepen the economic integration aspect. So there should be a data. We need to have a data collection that will be able to help us to see whether we are doing well or we are going down. Research and renovation is very key. And I believe that our diasporan brothers will be able to use the skills that they have acquired to support these initiatives so that businesses can grow, we can add value addition, because unfortunately sometimes our resources that we have as a continent, we export them raw. This is the time that we call our government to help us to add value, open manufacturing points where we can have more youth to be employed. Unfortunately, some of our youth, when they graduate from schools, there are no opportunities for them to build on their talent. So such platforms will be able to go to Ghana, you'll be able to go to Nigeria, Algeria, and work without any barriers. So those trade barriers that we have, if they are imaginary, we need to remove them, because if Western countries can trade among themselves, if European Union can trade among themselves, African as a bloc, we need to also increase capacity. So it is a wake-up call to all of us that let us work together, let us intensify the unity, the solidarity. That will be a recipe for investment opportunity for our teeming youth, which are estimated about 1.5 billion, and then the diasporan brothers coming together and all other players also coming together. The world will be a better place for all of us. So let's take away the conflict, the needless conflict. Let's learn to Georgia. Let's learn to work together. Algerians come home to Ghana. Ghana come to Nigeria. All of us, we are not competitors, we are collaborators. So the collaboration mantra must be deepened, and all of us work together to build one Africa, one continent,
United, yes.
diaspora, and all of us will be a better people. So I want to say that kudos, Viva Africa.
Yes,
Viva
thank
Africa.
you.
We are all one.
Thank
I believe that with that oneness that you have hosted us here, it will trigger down to open more business. And I'm coming to set up a business in Algeria. Algeria, you are also welcome to Ghana to set up a business, and the diaspora as well. I created the global ointment for muscular pains, and I support Ewiniankwa Herbal and Scientific Services in Ghana. So, and I'm not just a youth advocate, but I am also a creator and all manner of skills. So diversification is also a key.
Indeed.
Let's all work together and build one continent, like
United
the Nkrumah
Africa,
said. Yes,
indeed.
United.
Thank you. Mr. Stephen Kojo Sackey, you are the Trade and Commerce Ambassador to Africa at Federation of the Aboriginal Nations of the Americas and the CEO of the Creative Afrigent Solutions. Thank you so much for being with us.
It's a pleasure, and thank you very much for having me. And I believe that together we'll build one continent, and we are proud of your station, the great works, and also creating awareness and making some of the work that are being done here to be seen by our brothers and sisters who did not get the opportunity to attend the session. But we hope that the coming IATF will be very fantastic and super, and we will continue to increase the volumes of trade among ourselves. And Fana is ready to work closely with governments around the world to be able to achieve the dreams and the aspirations of our ancient forebears. Thank you once again for having me.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, with this we end today's interview. We still have one more day with exclusive interviews within the Intra-African Trade Fair 2025. For me and the rest of the team, goodbye.